early on in the weekend, and we told you guys that we would update you as soon as we had heard anything. And I understand that this is very frustrating for you guys. We appreciate you, your patience as we work through this. So after talking with those different companies and our Sherry Garlington, who's our coordinator, she ended up being able to coordinate with the ambulance to get him transferred today, and that really only came came to fruition kind of this morning. So as soon as we found out, then we wanted to stop by and let you guys know what questions or concerns you guys have.
Is it on the way or is it here?
They're on the way.
Okay, so he should be, like you said, leaving here around noonish, or is it later?
We have been told noon.
Yes.
Okay. What happens if it leaves later?
As in, like what? If it's like much later this afternoon or something like that?
Yes.
That's a great question. And it kind of depends on the timing. I mean, if it's not getting here until it's like 2 o'clock or something, then obviously it's a 4-hour drive. I'm not sure what the latest Laurel Oaks accepts patients is. We would have to talk with them and see. And Sherry is helping us coordinate all of that.
Okay.
Speaking of Sherry yesterday, she was not aware of, she was not given an end time.
Okay.
I would assume like overnight, but that's not the anticipation.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Have you guys talked to the psychiatry team this morning?
No, you're the first doctor's listening.
Okay.
I don't want to talk to psych anymore.
Okay.
Ooh, sassy.
How are you feeling, Aiden?
Good.
2 thumbs up. All right. No complaints? Okay. Any questions about the transfer?
Mm-mm.
So you said it takes a 4-hour drive?
To get to Dothan? Like, you guys know, it's like 3.5, 4 hours.
It's about 3.
Okay. Maybe
3
they're
and a
just
half.
being generous
maybe.
with their estimate.
So the paperwork will be done far before noon. So that.
I mean, that's in an hour and 10 minutes.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I mean, I don't want to call my NCO right now and tell her, hey, Aiden's getting transferred at noon, and then it's an hour or 2 later, he leaves.
Absolutely. No, I mean, like I said, we fully understand. I mean, I can't fully understand because I am not in your shoes, but we do understand the frustration of not having set timelines, and we are frustrated on our end as well at how convoluted and kind of complicated this transfer process has been. And we appreciate y'all granting us some grace on that timeline.
That's as far the update that we heard as of maybe half an hour ago. Is that they would be here at noon for the transfer.
Okay. I mean, I'm in the military, so time is...
I know. Critical.
It is.
If anything, if there are any updates to be given, we will give them to you promptly. But as you know, the most that we can say is the last information we had is noon. The ambulance should be able to get you guys on the road.
Okay. Can you tell me actually what happened last night, why they were saying that y'all didn't have an ambulance?
Our team, Sherry, our case manager, and our social work team are working diligently through the weekend trying to find an ambulance company that would be able to take Aiden to Laurel Oaks. As of yesterday at 6 p.m., 6:30 when I left yesterday, they had called 5 or 6 companies that were unable at that point to transport him. This morning, Sherry was calling companies again, found a ambulance company that was transferring a patient here and was able to coordinate with them to use the fact that they were coming here as a way to get him back.
Okay.
The ambulance services that we have here at Children's are critical care transports that cost upwards of $25,000 each trip, and are generally reserved for medically unstable patients. So that's why it's a little bit more complicated with transfers of care like this.
Okay. Do you have the number for the place he's going?
It's in our paperwork, absolutely, yes. To
Okay.
like Laurel Oaks,
Yes.
the facility, yes.
The name is Laurel Oaks. If you
Yes.
want to call them beforehand, you're welcome to.
Yeah, can I actually see the paperwork?
We have to print it out and get it ready, but I can write the name of the facility on the board if that would be helpful.
Yeah. So I can,
Yeah, absolutely.
You got it.
I'll do you one better.
oh,
The number?
never mind. My wife's got it already.
I was gonna say.
Alright. Okay.
The only thing I have to say is, can somebody show me, like, in your guidelines and your paperwork, where when he
Oh.
was put in this hospital, we lost care of our child?
Oh.
Or we lost custody or any rights to our child in any paperwork, in the hospital paperwork that we signed? Because I don't remember signing anything saying that I give anybody else other than me or him permission or guardianship over my child. I fought with his biological father to keep custody of this child, to be the legal guardian of that child. I gave birth to him, I carried him for 33 weeks. So I just want to know where I lost any kind of guardianship or anything once he came to stay here.
Is that so I have regulations I have to follow. Is that a regulation or a policy y'all have? Because if it's a policy, I'd like to see it. If y'all don't have a policy or anything, why was the doctor last night telling us that he's in y'all's care, but he's in our care? We can't take him out of here. Y'all would call a
And
code
that if
pink.
we tried to take him out of here, we would have abduction charges pressed against us. Like that's asinine. That's bananas. That's crazy. That is my child. I am his guardian. So I just that's my only thing. I just want to see where that is a policy, where that is a law, where that is
Just in writing.
yeah.
I'm sorry that you kind of felt that way. I mean, we are not taking custody of Aiden. He is still your child. This is just that because of he tried to kill himself, this is the best treatment that our psychiatry team feels that he needs in order to keep him safe. And we both want Aiden to be safe and to get better. And so we're on the same page as that, and the kind of logistics of how to do that are different with everyone. I think for Aiden, because this was a serious attempt, then that's why the psychiatry team, really thinks that he needs an inpatient facility treatment. Because we don't want him to turn around and do this again with a more permanent damage or even death.
But why is it their call?
Because that's what they specialize in. That's their recommendation.
So you don't have a policy on what my wife just asked?
We do not, we're not taking guardianship of Aiden. This is like our very strong recommendation, the things that what our team and the psychiatry thinks, and really the psychiatry team is the one who kind of decides whether or not they think he would be safe to go home. But your input is certainly important. We want to listen to you and hear what you have to say, but I think the ultimate goal is to do what's best for Aiden. And our psychiatry team are the people that are experts in kind of dealing with suicide attempts, depression, and people who attempt to harm and kill themselves. And that is their recommendation, and so that's what we're following.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think your psychiatry training is a joke.
I don't think that even matters at this point. It doesn't matter.
I think Dr. Martinez
Michael,
is a joke.
Please, it doesn't matter at this point. It really doesn't matter.
Like some Java.
That's Coco.
I mean, it says Java on the cup.
Because I feel like
Michael, just let it go. Just let it go.
okay,
Just let it go.
okay.
Let it go like Elsa did.
Just let it go. So what do we need to do to have him ready at noon? What do we need to do?
Really, it's just getting all of his stuff ready, all stuff. We're gonna working on the paperwork right now from our end, to make sure that all the paperwork is ready to go. But really, there's not much else. You can get some lunch.
I mean, he
I
just
I
ate
don't
breakfast.
I don't want to eat. I don't want to do anything until my child comes home.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to keep my child from me. I just want my child at home.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's the holidays. I don't want to spend I don't want to spend a holiday without my child. I don't want to. I don't. I'm just gonna get myself worked.
I get that. I know.
Do either one of y'all have kids? So,
You do?
so how would you feel if they were doing this to your child?
I totally get it, and it's really hard to be separated from your child and not know, everything that's going on with him, because you guys are so intimately involved with him, and you know Aiden best, and it's hard to kind of feel like you know what's best for him, and then to have other people tell you that they
That
do
we're
something
wrong.
different. Yeah, I get that. But I think that the psychiatry team has been doing this for a very, very long time. Dr. Minatinus has been doing this for a very, very long time, and what we don't want is for Aiden to ultimately do more harm to himself, or even kill himself. And I think for safety.
I understand, but we're all humans here. We all make mistakes. So that was a mistake. I've made mistakes. You've probably made mistakes. You've probably made mistakes. What if having Dr. Martinez's opinion is a mistake? Sending him down there, we don't know this place. We don't know this place. So what happens if Aiden gets hurt down there? Was that the right freaking decision for Dr. Martinez to say, hey, send him down there? I don't think it is. I feel like where he needs to be is with us. I feel like if he's down there for 14 days, guess what?
Which is not going to happen.
You don't know that.
You don't know that.
But here's our problem, is if he goes down there and one, he gets hurt, or a kid puts his hands on them, so he's going to be there longer because Aiden's going to want to protect himself. I mean, and then there goes our chance to go home.
Our chance to go home is over with. Let's just. They're talking about keeping him for 14 days.
So I mean,
that's
like,
already a
I don't
given.
really feel like this is the right decision.
It's not all. Did they tell you? It's not always 14 days. Usually
It's
it's.
a 3 to 14 days. I know. That.
So it's typically, a pretty big range like that. And I get that. We don't know if this is the best thing for him, but given that this happened at home, we got to get some sort of care for Aiden.
That's what we're working on putting in place, though. That's what we're doing. That's why we've set up family therapy to start in January. We can't start now because it's the holidays. Most
In
important
1
worker
week,
is
everybody's
leaving
going to be gone.
Mhm.
So there's no way that they can start treatments now because it's the holidays and everybody's
Right.
going home to spend time with their families.
I
Because
wouldn't
once we get
I wouldn't
back-
expect him to stop what he's doing. In 4 days, everybody's going to be gone. I wouldn't expect anybody to do that.
Sure.
I wouldn't do that as a professional. I don't think you guys would do that as a professional. But I just feel like I'm really worried
I just
that
wish we were given the opportunity to try to take care of our child instead of everybody telling us that we don't know what we're doing and we're not qualified.
and y'all want to
and
send
that-
him to a
that-
cycle ward.
Like, that bothers me as a parent. I feel like I'm being downgraded as a parent. I understand the seriousness of what happened. I get it. I've attempted suicide. I've put my family through this. I get it.
Stop playing with the light.
But I just feel like we should be given an opportunity as parents to try to help him too. because it's not like we're trying to, it's not like we're saying, look, you know, we don't care, or that this isn't serious. We understand the seriousness of it. That's why as soon as we got here, we started reaching out to people like, hey, can you help us? Can you point us in the right direction? Where do we need to go? What do we need to do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've removed medication from the home. We're
trying to take
Good.
the steps.
Yeah.
that we
Good.
need to
Good for you
take so
guys.
that he can be taken care of. And I feel like we're not being listened to. I feel like we're not being heard, and I feel like we're not being I feel like we're being overlooked because we're not professionals. I might not have a degree behind my name, but that does not mean that I don't know how to take care of my child.
Yeah.
I've
And
kept
he's-
him alive for 14 years, and with everything that he's been through, from RSV, pneumonia, almost dying 2 or 3 times, I've kept him alive. I've done what was best for him. I would give up for my child. I would sacrifice my child. There's nothing I wouldn't do for my child.
I understand that. And that's awesome that you guys have so many resources that you've been able to track down and get for him, because he'll definitely need all that, you know, even after the kind of acute phase. He'll still need all those things, and I think family counseling is wonderful that you'd already been able to set up. The fact that he's not going to be able to get that for a week because of the holidays, maybe pushing them more to say, you know, inpatient stay would be better, since, you know, he would be going home and it's the holidays and everything's slow, and he wouldn't be able to get like an intensive outpatient treatment just yet. I think also plays into it. And so, you know, we don't want, again, we just don't want him to go home and for things to escalate, get out of control, make another mistake. But this is more to just ensure that he's got the coping resources, the mental ways to deal with all these feelings in ways that don't end up with taking medication or trying to harm himself.
But how do they know he's not gonna do it when he gets there?
When he gets there, I mean, they have really strict protocols in place to prevent any kind of
So does everybody else.
I mean, but they're a facility that deals with this a lot, and so like he won't have access to any of this.
But guess what? These can.
Michael, just nothing is gonna
Like,
change.
what do you mean? You think he's gonna get in a fight?
I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about the people he's gonna be around.
Okay.
We don't know this facility. We don't know the facility downstairs.
We don't know anything, but it's not gonna change anything, so nothing's gonna change.
Well, I mean, call them and see.
I'm gonna
what-
call them. I will.
Okay.
Michael, nothing is gonna change. It's okay. Nothing is gonna change.
I'm just afraid that
It doesn't
this is the
matter.
wrong decision.
Your
I understand.
fears, your concerns.
I understand.
It is.
I understand. We have not been able to get a hold of the psychiatry team this morning. We're happy to talk to them again. I don't think their recommendation is going to change, but we can touch base with them again and let them know your concerns. I know you said you don't want to talk to them anymore.
Michael, nothing is gonna change. They're not gonna change. They're still gonna take him away from us. Nothing's gonna change. Nothing is gonna change, and you're just wasting your breath. You really
And this
are.
doesn't mean we think you're bad parents. I mean, this happens a lot. I mean, generally for any kid who comes in and tries to harm themselves, tries to kill himself, the recommendation is to go to an inpatient treatment facility.
Let's just start getting this stuff ready.
Okay.
Nothing is gonna. Yeah.
All right.
So let's
Well,
just start getting
I'm
everything.
gonna start getting my stuff ready. So
That's all we can do. Baby, you want to
We
get up
got-
and take a shower?
55
take a
minutes
shower.
for this
Oh.
ambulance is supposed to be here.
We gotta
So-
find. We still gotta stop and get, because we don't have his stuff ready for there or nothing. So we gotta go. We're gonna have to stop at Walmart and get him some stuff and everything. So let's just get everything ready. So
But
that's all we can
thank
do.
you for stopping by.
Of course.
Absolutely. Aiden, I hear your heart beating, but I don't see that you're here. He's there. We got it. Alright, bud.
Because at the end of the day, all these people are gonna go home to their kids, and on Christmas morning, they get to watch their kids open presents. And we just get to call ours for 15 minutes. That's gonna do a world of good for him.
Deep breath. Deep breath.
And he's got on the only
Breathe out.
pants that we packed for him, so.
Say what?
He's got on the only pair of pants that Natalia packed for him. Everything else is shorts.
You have any questions?
Alright, big guy. Got to. Thanks for not playing any pranks on me. I know you thought about it. Saw the look in your eyes.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.